watching the Sun Belt Conference on ESPN. One of the longest rivalries in the conference. Battle it out tonight inside Hanner Fieldhouse. The Georgia Southern Eagles welcome in the Appalachian State Mountaineers on ESPN+. We thank you for joining us alongside David Hovey and Giselle Kamani. I'm Danny Wall. What a weekend it was for Georgia Southern. They're making headlines across the nation with a game-winning 3 in their win over Louisiana Monroe. Now, David, entering a new week here against the Mountaineers, how does Georgia Southern carry that momentum?
I think it's about handling your emotions. You know, you put the whole world on notice with that game-winning shot from Taryn Ward, but now it's time to go back to your foundation, understand why you're here. And Coach Howard really gave us great insight. Look, it's time to play some more basketball. They cannot let that last game get in their head.
The Eagles facing an Appalachian State team led by senior guard Faith Alston. Alston coming off of another 30-point game, her second this season, in the Mountaineers win over South Alabama. So what's going to be the biggest focus for Alston here against the Eagles, David?
Alston is going to have to be aggressive. I'd like to see her try and shoot the ball from deep a little bit more. Also play great defense. App State runs everything through Faith Alston. There's no secret about it. Alston gets the train tracks going. So I want to see her set her teammates up. You see, she has the ability to create on defense. She's going to have to be insanely aggressive if they want to get a win here against Georgia Southern, especially considering you need other teammates to step up. You got to be able to play a full 4 quarters of basketball. For Georgia Southern, Taryn Ward has been, no secret, the best player on Georgia Southern, maybe even the Sun Belt Conference. Simone James, 10.5 points. She's really provided a nice spark of her own right behind her. But Ward, you want to see how she comes out here today. She's been shooting the ball really well from deep, close to 40% from downtown, really finding her spots. Now, Danny, she has struggled from the field in the past 2 games, but she has not let that stop her from being aggressive. You're still seeing her hoist up those shots and, of course, made the game winner.
More on this matchup. We send it over to our sideline reporter, Giselle Kamani, with more.
Taryn Ward is the main topic of this game, with her averaging 23 points a game. And App State is going to have to figure out a game plan to be able to guard her. Now, speaking to head coach Angel Eckerkin about Taryn Ward, she said that it's not just Taryn Ward they have to guard, it's other people on this Eagles team. Now, unfortunately, Emily Carverton is unavailable for this game, is a big contributor to their offense. So, Danny, this game is going to be about who's going to guard who the best.
Going to play a factor in this one, and with the absence of Emily Carver for Appalachian State, head coach Angel Eckerkin is looking at graduate guard Mariah Frazier to be the one to lock up Taryn Ward in this matchup tonight. And the opening tip goes to Georgia Southern. We are underway inside Hanner Fieldhouse. Janiah Love Hill wasting no time. Her first shot's off the front iron. Quick turnover on the other end. Simone James with the steal. And recovered by the Mountaineers. It's going to be a high-tempo matchup between these 2 teams. Coach Eckerkin also mentioned that they feel like they play the best against Georgia Southern when it is a high-tempo style of game. Here's Rylan Moffitt kicking out to Faith Alston, fires for 3, and Appalachian State on the board.
That's what you want to see, a deep shot, not being scared of the moment.
Georgia Southern starting 5. Shy Booker had her best game as an Eagle, her first double-double on Saturday in the win against Louisiana Monroe, 13 points and 12 rebounds. Also, Janiah Love Hill back in the starting 5, had some minute restrictions coming off the bench. Ward misses the baseline J for Appalachian State, along with Alston. Keep an eye out for Mariah Frazier and Alexis Black. Eagles and the Mountaineers, and the way that they're playing after this first quarter, David, 17-11 start for Georgia Southern. You would think this is a track meet rather than a women's basketball game right now.
Yeah, I'm still trying to just understand and comprehend how quick this game has gone by. But you're talking about 18 minutes. That's how long it took the first quarter to end.
How do you feel like the tempo will play out in the second quarter now that Giselle Kamani is standing by with Eagles head coach Nita Howard?
Coach, you talked about how you want to keep the momentum from the first half of the game into the second half of the game, and that was a fast-paced game. How do you want to continue that in the second half of the game?
Yeah, I think we definitely got to get back in transition. I think App is doing a good job of pushing the pace. We're kind of jogging back after we score, so we got to fix that. Also, the rebounds. I think they're doing a phenomenal job of rebounding with us. We're settling a little bit too much on the offensive end, so we got to just settle down. I'm glad we had a better second quarter than we had the last 2 games, but we got to take care of business. That last 3 at the buzzer just was a missed defensive assignment.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Danny?
We'll talk first half stats and more after the break. Taryn Ward, 16 points, leading all scorers as Georgia Southern a 39-28 lead over the Mountaineers through one inside Hanner. The Eagles as time expires. CeCe Thomas lays it in at the buzzer. 14-point lead for the Eagles going into the fourth quarter.
It's something about Georgia Southern and a late game clock. That one looks like it's good to go. The Eagles loving the buzzer beaters right now. Eagles up by 14.